What's going on, everybody? I'm your host this week for the Marvelite podcast, Will, and with me I have my regular co-host, Luke.
Yo, what's poppin', everyone? Good to be back.
So the last piece of news, and I'm going to actually mash it in with a little piece of news that I just remembered, is the rumors have come back again about Aaron Taylor Johnson being seen on the set of Avengers 4, which was old news, and then it came back around again, so the rumors that he's in Avengers 4. And the news I did remember is that, So you know how Eternals is getting a movie? That's why I wanted to pause for a second about that cosmic talk we were doing. Because, they got some writers. I'm trying to pull up the names right now.
Wait.
I mean, what are your thoughts about the whole Quicksilver thing?
Real quick, the thoughts about the Quicksilver thing, I mean, it's a couple of things. It's either he's back for real, like he's came back from the dead, they fixed, the universe, and la-di-da, or it's a flashback, or they traveled back in time. It's one of those three things.
I think it's time travel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's time travel, too. They're trying to keep time travel, like, hush-hush and everything in this, but, yeah, I don't think they're fooling anyone here, so we'll just have to wait and see. But, yeah, I mean, he was obviously scheduled to come back. I mean, I think he has a 3 or 4 movie contract with the studio, so, yeah. So it's going to be no shocker, especially, Elizabeth Olsen was talking about, in the future, she would like, when the rights get back, the X-Men rights, she would like to do like an M-Day movie.
I was going to say, I think House of M would be a great way for them to try and introduce X-Men. That'd be a fine way to do that.
Yeah, it would be like reverse. It would like she would pull like a reverse, like No More Mutants thing. It would be like instead of No More Mutants, it'd be like mutants.
No More Inhumans.
Yeah,
and that's how you could wipe out the Inhumans. That's how you could do it. And that's how when you reboot your universe, that's how you have like Kamala Khan coming in as the new Miss Marvel. You have all these mutants coming in. You have the Fantastic Four and whatnot. That's how you bring in all your weird shit.
Anyways, what did you have to talk about?
So the Eternals writers Matthew and Ryan Firpo were 2 men I've never heard of.
I am not sure who they are. So they kind of just hired them to like do a spec or.
No, they're supposed to be. They're the set writers for the Eternals movie.
Oh wow. Okay. Do we have any more like clarification as to like where that script is at now? Like, is there a first draft that exists, or?
I think they're working on the draft now. Like, I think they just recently got hired. I don't know if they either got hired recently or.
Here's an interesting thing.
Yeah, they just got hired. So that's
where do they want to. In the timeline, where do they want that movie to take place? That's an interesting question. That's a fantastic question. I'm actually assuming what they're going to do is instead of, because I was thinking maybe it'll be like a prequel and then we'll get to see like a young Thanos and everything like that. But actually, I think it would be more interesting if they focused on the Eternals that are secretly living on Earth, that they abandoned Titan and started living on Earth. I think that would be the most interesting concept because, I'm pretty sure that Thanos killed most of them, but there are a select handful of them that survived. So I'm assuming, anyways, that is what happened. But
you could tie in Eternals into Thanos' backstory because aren't they loosely connected or pretty tightly connected? I'm trying to remember.
They're tightly connected.
Okay.
I mean, Thanos is half Eternal, so
yeah, that's right. He has this little mutation that made him look ugly in their eyes.
You mean he's got a deviant mutation, so he's
That's what it is.
He's biracial, essentially.
He's the logic of villains.
Yeah, or he's like bispecial, I guess. He's technically speaking, if you want to go by 616 Marvel canon, I think he's a quarter human.
I think
actually.
So. He's like a quarter human. Was it half Eternal and half
Deviant.
Titan? Deviant?
Deviant, yeah. So, there's some genetic fuckery going on with Thanos.
Yeah, no, he's a weird kid. But the writers that they got for it are like fresh out nobodies. At least unless you're like really into like indie stuff, because the one of the brothers, Matthew, worked on like a film called Refuge, which is a documentary, and then he has 2 other films that come out next year. And he graduated from NYU Tisch. I have no idea who either of these guys are.
Me either.
Like total unknowns.
I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see, but